Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this, the Renault 5 GT Turbo. Cast yourself back to 1980 and the story of the now iconic Renault 5 GT Turbo starts with the Renault 5 Turbo, the now legendary mid-engined homologated special, best known in its rally spec maxi chute, which developed 350 horsepower. It was in this maxi spec that the 5 Turbo won its debut race in Monte Carlo, with the legend that is Jean Magnotti behind the wheel. A driver so well loved by Renault fans and petrol heads alike, Renault later named the Clio 172 Cup as the Clio 172 Ragnotti across the continent. Unfortunately, the 5 Turbo's newfound glory was short-lived, brought to an abrupt end by the arrival of Group B Rally in 1982. This, however, was to mark the beginning of Renault's endeavour into turbo-powered hot hatches. In 1982, the 5 Gordini made its debut, and later, in 1984, the new 5 arrived. A car that was shortly followed by the car that we have here today, the Renault 5 GT Turbo. With the likes of the Mark 1 Golf GTI and 205 GTI already on the scene, a golden era of hot hatches was underway. The Renault 5 Turbo was powered by a 1.4 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This produced 118 horsepower at 5,750 RPM and 120 foot-pound of torque at 3,750 RPM. The 5 GT Turbo also had a curb weight of just 855 kilos. Although somewhat antiquated even at the time of release, all 118 of its turbocharged horses meant that the Renault 5 Turbo would get from 0 to 60 in just 7.3 seconds and had a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Like the hot hatches of today, its forced induction engine left plenty of room for tuning potential, making it a popular car to be thrashed around in, written off, or modified beyond the point of no return. As such, less than 300 remain taxed and insured on the UK roads, which means prices have now rocketed. Is this price, like many other classics, inflated by nostalgia, or is there good reason that the GT Turbo remains such a sought after and highly desirable hot hatch? So it would be unfair to compare the Renault 5 GT Turbo to anything modern at all. What you have to do instead is obviously put this car in retrospect where it actually was at the time. And when it was released, it was a very quick and very cool car, and it's still a cool car in fact, but comparing it to a modern car just wouldn't happen. The GT Turbo's interior is rattly, it's shaky, the interior plastics are somewhat dated, to put it lightly, but overall that kind of builds upon and adds to the character of the car. In terms of handling, the car's not as balanced or as poignant as the 1.6 205 GTI is, but it's still pretty well balanced. Cars aren't amazing on this car, but you know, they're kind of true to what the car would have had anyway. And what's fascinating is that you don't really have to go that quick in this car, and you feel like you're doing 100 miles an hour. As you can see, I'm doing 60 at the minute, and everything just feels so quick. It's just, I really miss cars like this in a sense, because these days cars are so refined that you don't really get a sense of speed. They've almost become numb to what's going on beneath you, but in the R5 you feel everything, and there's something so exciting about that in electric. The brakes are okay in this car. I think that's all I'll say about them. They're not amazing. They don't inspire a huge amount of confidence, but then that goes part in part with the fact that I'm driving a rather special car here, and I'm not really willing to push it too hard because it's not like I can pop down to my local dealer and get another one. Ride's a little bit choppy as well, but to be expected for an older car. The suspension is slightly firm. Goes really well actually. It's quite surprising. It's really quite punchy even today. Probably in line, in fact, with my ST line 140 PS Fiesta, which coincidentally I'll be doing a review on next, I think. So yeah. As you can see, this car's in tungsten grey, and it's actually been restored recently, so that's part of the reason why it looks so fresh. The previous owner actually went to great lengths to restore this car to as it was, as new, when it was picked up. So they've gone to the lengths of actually getting these stickers made up all around the car, which were the OE to the car and actually from the original Renault dealership. I think the way that you'd sum up why the GT Turbo gets so much love is just because everyone remembers someone that had one, if not themselves. People look at this car when you drive past, and you can tell that they turn their heads, and there's a number of reasons why. The GT Turbo kind of looks so old school, it's now cool. It almost looks modern, and I've seen some people say that this wouldn't look that out of place in an EV kind of electric vehicle shoot, and I'd have to say it would be pretty cool if someone did that. Secondly, you've got the rarity factor. People really do look at this car and it turns heads because it's rare. Thirdly, it's nostalgia. People remember a friend or even themselves having this car, and because of that, they look at this car through rose-tinted glasses, and I think that's how it should be looked at. It's unfair to compare the R5 to a more modern car. It's unfair to compare it to anything of the modern era, in fact, or even things that came after it. At the time, a turbo hot hatch was kind of a new thing, and Renault really did push the boundary with this. And for that reason, I feel that the R5 is looked back upon in the right manner. People look at it with rose-tinted glasses, and they should do. It's a fantastic car. It still feels special to drive today, and that isn't going to change anytime soon. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video and that I've done a decent enough job of explaining why this car is just so special. Again, a massive thank you to OEM Plus as always for lending me the car to review and for giving me the keys and trusting me to drive this fantastic little car. As always, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe for more content coming soon. Cheers for watching.